all of that said, we've got another edition that has joined us and is going to continue to be with us throughout our trip, 4 stops in Montana. He comes to us from my favorite part of Montana, Sydney, on the eastern side. Of course, I like the prairie. Pastor Jordan Hall. I'll let you have that one. You can take it off.
Well, it's a pleasure to be with you, and he introduced me as Pastor Jordan Hall. That's right. And this is a weird way to start, but if you're a member of the media, if you're with a legacy press outlet, that means a brick and mortar newspaper, why don't you raise your hand so we can see who you are? Where are you at? I wonder where they're at, because I don't see them. Now, I'm going to ask another question. Raise your hand if you think the media is not our friend. All right, now this is really awkward. I want to introduce myself as the publisher of the Montana Daily Gazette. I want to explain how that came about real quick, but first and foremost, I'm a gospel preacher. I'm what you call an epistemological capitalist. What that means is epistemology is the study of truth. And an epistemological capitalist believes that God's law of supply and demand applies to truth like anything else. So where there is low supply, or whether there's low supply, there's high demand, right? And so we started the Montana Daily Gazette convinced that there is a low supply of honest news in the state of Montana. I'll give you just one example. When Sheriff Mack spoke the other day, the local newspaper, the Daily Interlake, ran a headline reading, anti-government sheriff comes to Montana. Anti-government. Now, you explain to me how an elected government official is anti-government. The headline itself was bearing false witness against thy neighbor. Not only was it one of the most patently untrue headlines I've ever seen, it was one of the dumbest headlines I've ever seen, as it said anti-government sheriff. When here's what the real problem is. I've found the media's problem. Now, of course, we all know that Sheriff Mack is not anti-government. He is anti-tyranny. The problem is, to the mainstream media and to the legacy press, tyranny is synonymous with government. There's your problem. Well, he introduced me as Pastor Jordan Hall, and that's indeed who I am. First and foremost, I'm a pastor, but I'm also the publisher of Montana Daily Gazette. And you might find that odd, considering that a member of the media is here, but we are the good guys, not the bad guys. We're the ones trying to correct the errors that the rest of the media is doing. Now, Tim Ravndal's over there, and I noticed he has the same Capitol Press pass that I have around my neck, and I also noticed that it has an expiration date of June 30, which is tomorrow. And the point of that is this. The right to free speech doesn't have an expiration date, and I am media if I say so. And so we started the Montana Daily Gazette to be able to correct the errors of the mainstream media and the legacy press. Before I go any further, let me say I'm thankful for the good, quote-unquote, politicians out there and our good government officials. And we should give honor to where it's due. There was Representative Lola Sheldon Galloway. I happen to see Senator Ed Butcher, and we have Sheriff Mack, and how you can be anti-government when you're an elected official. I have no idea. We're thankful for all of them because they are government officials. But here's the truth of the matter. As Abraham Lincoln pointed out to us earlier, we have a government that is of the people, by the people, and for the people. And at Montana Daily Gazette, we like to know who our enemies are. So I want to give you an opportunity. Is there anyone here who stands against government? Let me rephrase that. Is there anyone here who stands against the people who are the government? Stand up. No? Let me ask a different question then. If you are the people, stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the legitimate government of the state of Montana, the people. All right, well, I asked in Missoula. I think I asked in Loma last night. I forget, but I don't think I'm going to ask tonight. Usually the question I ask is there any press around? Any media? And I haven't seen anybody walking around. The cameras all seem to belong to the tour buses. I wonder why that is. Where is the media tonight exactly? Now, do me a favor. If you think the media is your friend, raise your hand. No? Well, then it's the perfect time to introduce myself as the publisher of the Montana Daily Gazette. Not all the media is bad. Some of us are trying to make a difference. The Montana Daily Gazette is right now the #1 online news source in the state of Montana by online readership. And I started it 18 months ago out of spite, because we held a county meeting. When I say we, I mean me and a few other conservatives, asking the county commissioners to declare Richland County a sanctuary for the unborn and a sanctuary for gun rights. The local newspaper showed up, and well, I was going to say you wouldn't believe what they had to say, but you probably would believe what they had to say. Militaristic, a group of old white men, bunch of crazy people clinging to their guns and religion. And my favorite comment from the editor of the Sydney Herald, quote, "No one is trying to take your guns." And now, in 2021, that article didn't age very well. So I thought to myself, I can do better than that. So I started the Montana Daily Gazette, and I said, you know, in 2 months we're going to have more readership than every newspaper except for the Billings Gazette in the state. Within 6 months we'll have more than the Billings Gazette. And within a year we're going to have more readership than every other newspaper in the state of Montana. And we've been able to do that because God is good. Now, I'm what you call an epistemological capitalist. Epistemology is the study of truth. And capitalism, of course, hinges on the law of supply and demand. The idea is simple, and that's that capitalism can be applied to truth like to anything else. And where there is low supply, there's high demand. My friends, I'm here to tell you, there's low supply and there's high demand.